Also in the pits, the Finchedi Alba gets a new tail section after spinning into the pit wall. Ludwig Helmrath Sr. has taken over the wheel of the number 11 Porsche. A proud moment since today is his 51st birthday, and he's sharing 4th place with his 28-year-old son. There's an accident at corner 2. Manfred Winklehock in the number 10 Kramer Porsche has left the track. He's hit the safety barrier. He's trapped in the car. Mosports medical and safety personnel on the scene immediately. The pace car will be necessary to slow down the field, and most of the teams will take advantage of this situation to make their first pit stops. Number 2 Porsche comes in. Derek Bell hands over to Hans Stuck. Mike Thackwell is in the number 52 Jaguar. There goes Stuck in the Porsche. And there's the Porsche pace car with the field lined up behind. We'll be right back for the restart. We're back at Mosport for the Budweiser GT 1,000 kilometer World Championship Endurance Race. The field is running at reduced speed behind the pace car while rescue crews dismantle Manfred Winklehock's shattered Porsche following that serious accident. After his condition is stabilized at the Mosport Hospital, Winklehock will be taken by helicopter to Toronto's Sunnybrook Medical Center. Running at reduced speed behind the pace car will, of course, increase gas mileage and permit flat-out racing once the race is restarted. Green flag has been shown, and the number 1 Ickx Mass Porsche keeps the lead. Several laps down, the number 11 Helmrath Porsche is 4th, and the number 52 Jaguar, about to lap them, is 3rd. In this World Championship endurance race, the competing cars are running to a strict fuel consumption formula. The Group C1 machines, like the Rothmans Porsches and Jaguar, are permitted 510 liters of fuel for the 1,000-kilometer Mosport event. Meanwhile, the smaller Group C2 cars, such as the Labatt Gebhardt, the Spice Tigga, and Alba, have only 330 liters. In addition, the rate of refueling is restricted to 50 liters per minute. It's almost 2 minutes for a Group C1 car, which makes for safer pit stops, and mechanics can perform other tasks with ease as well. With all opposition several laps behind, the race has become a very private battle between the Rothmans-backed factory Porsches. Number 1's in the pits, where Jochen Mass will hand over to Jackie Ickx. Ickx and Mass in a Porsche are a dream team. They've won 17 classic endurance races together in the past 10 years. Mass describes a so far almost perfect race.
No problems. We are changing the lead with our number 2 car, and we have to see where we are at the end. Hopefully we get on top of him. We don't have any order, from our management, so we can go as we can, and so I think we will dice until the end, and hopefully we are ahead.
And now the second place Bell Stuck car stops for fuel, a left rear tire, and a driver change. The 2 leading Rothmans cars are running faultlessly in a flat-out battle for drivers' World Championship points between Bell and Stuck, who started this race with 62 points, and Mass and Stuck, who started with 51. Number 52 Jaguar is not as lucky. Braking system problems have forced a long pit stop to replace a brake caliper. Frank Jelinski is replacing John Graham in the smooth-running Team Labatt Gebhardt. Canada's Graham is heading towards his best result of the season.
I think now it's going to get pretty steady, and everybody's just going to settle in. And the last hour and a half is when the sprint will happen, the survival of the fittest.
With Jelinski behind the wheel, Graham will have an hour to rest before his next turn. At Moss Corner, Jelinski in the V8 Cosworth prepared Gebhardt is about to be lapped by the more powerful turbocharged Porsche-powered Cosmic March of Christian Danner, Michael Neybrink, and Custis Loss. But an immense cloud of smoke signals turbo troubles, and the Cosmic March heads for the pits. Well, after their charge from last to 3rd place, this problem represents a major disappointment. They'll try and replace the turbocharger, hopefully rejoin the race. The Jaguar of Brundle, Thackwell, and Schlesser sounds healthy again in 3rd place. With the end of the third hour or half distance in sight, the Rothmans Porsches hold a comfortable lead with number 2, Bell and Stuck, ahead of number 1, Ickx and Mass. The Jaguar of Brundle, Thackwell, and Schlesser holds third, followed by the leading Group C2 machine, the Tiga of Gordon Spice and Ray Bell. Running fifth is the Kramer Porsche, father and son Ludwig Helmrath, followed by the Cosmic March Porsche of Danner, Loss, and Nabring. In the pits, the Labatt Part of John Graham and Frank Jelinski is 7th overall. Second in the Group C2 category. 28-degree temperatures and a broiling sun are causing problems for everyone. Several areas of the track repaved last fall being damaged as high horsepower, wide, sticky tires lift the fine stones out of the pavement, making this track slippery. Number 80 Alba, one of several cars to spin, but a pit stop for repairs. It's put it back into the race. The fact that the number 52 Jaguar is running strongly in third place in its first ever race is a mark of distinction for team owner Scotsman Tom Walkinshaw. That driver himself, Walkinshaw, is defending European touring car champion, but today he's chosen to sit the race out in order to manage his team from the pits. Number 52 car is so new, it was driven for the first time ever 4 days ago, right here at Mosport. Four-time former Canadian champion Ludwig Helmrath Sr. brings the fourth-place Porsche into the pits for a routine refueling and driver change. Well, so far, Helmrath and his 28-year-old son, Ludwig Jr., have kept the number 11 car never lower than 6th and often as high as 3rd. Co-driver Kees Kroosmeijer of Holland took over, while both Helmraths relaxed behind the pits.
So far, everything has been going exactly the way we've planned it. We had to make one quick unscheduled stop at the beginning there because a piece of bodywork had popped out. It really wasn't a problem, but the officials weren't aware of that until we showed them exactly what the problem was. And other than that, everything is going fine. We're looking forward to the end of the race where we can start to turn up the boost and really get some quick lap times in. Car's running 100%.
Keeps running like this, I think we're doing very well. Yes, we're doing a lot better than we expected to. In the last hour, I think we can really go for it.
Kroosmeijer puts another lap on the Alba of Facchetti, Finotto, and Frey. The Italian car's had more than its share of troubles after 2 long pit stops to repair damaged bodywork. But the real show is the come-from-behind effort of Jackie Ickx in pursuit of his own teammate, Derek Bell. Ickx is number 1, Bell at number 2. They're former co-drivers. Together, they've won the classic 24 Hours of Le Mans no less than 3 times, but today, they are adversaries. Ickx and co-driver Mass will battle Bell and his co-driver Stuck as vigorously as if they were on another team. Now, there are no team orders, and each driver is motivated by one thing: the best possible finish and the most possible world championship points from every race. Once again, they're nose to tail. Hard driving has let Ickx catch up to Bell, but passing for the lead may not be as easy, even for the great Jackie Ickx. Off the track, the Rothmans drivers, are the best of friends, but with Bell in his sights, Ickx has only one thought, that is to pass him, and in fact, anyone else ahead of him. While Ickx has the benefit of numerous victories in Mosports, starting with his first visit back in 1969 when he won the Grand Prix of Canada at the tender age of 24, Bell has yet to win at Mosport, even though he has visited Canada's premier permanent circuit since 1972. In fact, last year, Bell and his co-driver, Stefan Belloff, led Mosport until some very rare mechanical problems delayed their Rothmans Porsches. See, the yellow flag is out. The Jaguar's already in the pits, but Ickx takes this opportune moment to make his pit stop. Even a routine pit stop will take almost 2 minutes, enough to let Bell pick up an extra lap, but this is of little concern since Bell will also stop and, of course, lose that 2-minute advantage. We'll return for the restart and the thrilling conclusion of the Budweiser GT. We're back at Mosport for the Budweiser GT, where the factory Rothmans Porsches are involved in a sibling battle for victory in the 6th race in the World Endurance Championship. Porsche number 2 of Bell and Stuck leads from car number 1 of Ickx and Mass. Third place is held by the number 52 Jaguar of Brundle, Thackwell, and Schlesser. They're 6 laps behind. In fourth, the Group C2 leading Tigga of Spice and Bell. And then the top Canadians in 5th place are the Helmraths in a Porsche. The Labatt's Gebhardt of Graham and Jelinski is 6th. Canada's Uli Birry and Dr. Matt Giesler are in the top 10 with the number 18 Sauber Chevrolet. They're co-driving with El Salvador's Fom Ford. The leading number 2 is ready for a routine pit stop. Fuel, tires, fresh co-driver. Hans Stuck will replace Derek Bell. The other Rothmans Porsche now driven by Jochen Mass unlaps itself, but due to the length of time, almost 2 minutes in the pit stop, Mass should come very close to catching number 2 while they're stopped in the pits. The 2 Porsches have been dueling all afternoon in this 1,000-kilometer or 6-hour race. Cars, drivers, pit crews are nearly equal, or as equal as possible, and each car has had its share of tire trouble due to the hot 28-degree temperatures. 3-time Le Mans winner Derek Bell seems very happy with the race so far.
Perfect day for racing. I mean, it's a lovely cool breeze coming in. It's really excellent.
Is there much pressure on you? It perhaps looks a bit comfortable for you both out the front there.
Well, yeah, it's not that. In fact, I thought we were a nice lap in the lead because we did our pit stop just about right. But in fact, we're on the same lap and just behind. But it could well be that they've got another lap to do. They've got another fuel stop to make over us. But we don't know yet.
I don't think that the Rothman team ever has any team orders. Can we expect you to continue circulating this and perhaps start dicing towards the end?
Absolutely on the limit, yeah. I mean, flat out. There was no doubt about it. They'll just make us go to the line.
At quarter 8, Stuck leads Mass, but how long can he stay ahead and withstand the pressure from his teammate? There seems little chance that number 11 will challenge the Jaguar for 3rd place. In fact, there's even a threat that the 5th place number 70 Spice Bell and Tigga may catch the Porsche. Spice and Bell lead the Group C2 category from the team Labatt's Gebhardt of Graham and Jelinski in 6th place. Ludwig Helmrath Jr. is back in number 11. Oh, the pain. Andrew Seacar goes wide at Moss Corner. The classic duel for the lead between the Rothmans Porsches sweeps past Graham and the Gebhardt on the pit straightaway. Mass has aggressively closed right up on Stuck as they dive through corner 1, head for corner 2. On the back straightaway, Mass is looking for an opening, and by the time they reach the pit straight, he's passed his teammate and firmly into the lead. Once in the lead, Mass will put on an even greater effort to establish an even greater margin before he hands over to co-driver Jackie Ickx. At Moss Corner, Mass has increased his lead to 5 seconds over 2nd place Stuck. Mass knows that he must stop for fuel and tires first, but he hopes to build up enough of a cushion to retake the lead when number 1 stops. The Gebhardt is in the pits. Jelinski now replacing John Graham. Let's go to John, see what's happening out there.
Went for a spin down in corner 5 about halfway through the session. But I think most of the cars that are there now are going to be the finishers, so people are taking it a little easier. I don't know how many cars are running at this point, but we haven't passed the Rothmans cars yet, so we're still in trouble.
Well, the leading Porsche is smoking at corner 8. Jochen Mass slid off the track, hitting the guardrail at corner 10. His left rear tire is flat. There may be other damage. Well, if he can make it to the pits, there's a chance he could finish the race, but any chance of winning seems remote now. Well, in spite of the damage to number 1, the Porsche refueling crew will perform their task, while, of course, other mechanics remove the flat tire and inspect the damage. With luck, the repairs will be made before the refueling has been completed. Number 2 has retaken the lead, but until the damage to number 1 has been assessed, he won't know if he can relax or not. Well, it's not a good sign. When that rear body comes off, the mechanics will make a thorough inspection before the number 1 car returns to the track. They're changing suspension components, so Mass must have bent something. Stuck will get the news next time past the pits. While Porsche mechanics make their final repairs, they won't let Ickx leave the pits until they're fully satisfied the car is safe to drive. Well, the safety wheels and tires did their job in getting Mass back to the pit, but all thoughts of winning are really gone for the #1 car. The hot sun has made the track slippery, so even race leader Stuck slides off the paved surface, but unlike Mass, there's nothing hard to hit, so he continues without problems. The #2 car, which gained over 2 laps when teammate Mass made his last disastrous pit stop, has plenty of time in hand. Stuck makes his final pit stop. Ickx is intent on catching up, but even he can't make up all the time lost. There'll be no repeat of last year's victory for Ickx and Mass this time, if the #2 machine continues in its present form anyway. Victory will advance Bell and Stuck to 82 points in the World Championship standings, followed by Ickx and Mass with 66. The factory Rothmans Porsche teams will lead the team championship with 92 points, with 43 for second place Kramer Porsche racing team. For Hans Stuck, there's still 30 nervous minutes to the finish.
I mean, we had no fuel consumption problem. We only had tire problems. So we had to go very careful on our tires particularly. And so the rest was okay.
And now with just about 30 minutes to go, what do you think?
You gotta keep your fingers crossed.
Well, there are fingers crossed in the Jaguar pit too. A top 3 finish in its debut by far exceeds the expectations of team owner Tom Walkinshaw. Though 19 laps behind the leading Porsches, the Jaguar has a half-minute margin over the 4th place Porsche of Kruzmeyer and the Helmraths. And as 6 o'clock arrives, the leading car completes lap 253, 1,000 kilometers in 6 hours. A disappointed Ickx takes the flag for second, followed by the Jaguar, a glorious third, and Canada's John Graham, 6th overall and second in C2.
It went very well. We didn't have any problems. Jochen had a puncture and then he went off the road and hit the wall, so that really didn't do him any favors, you know. But we were lucky, but it worked very well. The car was super. Didn't have any problems.
And a final word from Hans Stuck.
One more thing I want to say, of course, it's nice to win, but I hope that all here around, they all keep your fingers crossed for the poor guy Manfred Winklehock, that he will recover very quickly and he can be very, very soon with us, okay?
Sadly, Manfred Winklehock did not survive his terrible accident. He died the following day in Toronto, leaving behind a wife, 2 young children, and thousands of adoring fans around the world.